Welcome back. It's been a while, but we are on episode 7 of season 2, Edge of the World. This is one of my favorite episodes because it stars this guy. But Brock, I will start with you. Things you noticed, things you liked about this episode.
You know, there was an art form to something back in the 90s when they did cartoons. And that art form was inserting jokes and references that literally no child watching this show was ever going to understand. The Lance of Longinus from Neon Genesis Evangelion is in this episode. There's not a child watching this that was born while that show was on the air.
Or seen it.
I knew you would point to that one first.
Who on their staff went, that show about fighting biblical references and underage kids being used in inappropriate ways. Let's reference that in our Disney show. What the hell was like? Oh, there's no way. There's no way that's on the wall. Like, okay, all right.
Remember, that's not even the first Evangelion reference on the show.
Yes.
The other one is a lot more innocent that you could not realize what it was. One was a t-shirt.
Sure.
Because even I didn't recognize that. You had to point it out to me.
Fair.
But that legitimately blew my mind that was on the show. That took me out for a solid second. Jeez.
Misao, how'd you feel revisiting this episode?
I love King. So I like King as the main focal point of the episode.
Yeah, episodes like these are why King is my favorite because he's so innocent, but he's also so tough too.
Yes. Right.
Yeah.
I also love how this brings back a joke from the Hootie episode where he ate the letter that one of the Titan trappers sent him.
And he's been eating our mail
for a while. This letter's a month old.
Oh.
So I've got two questions. One is just a basic. What do you think of these Titan trappers? And then the second one is what do you think of? I guess we'll just cut to the chase. The reveal of who King actually is.
I mean, I wasn't expecting him to be a full-on Titan, but I was kind of expecting for once we got to where it was that was even with how little episodes there are left, that was a little too easy. And that, yeah, I guess that makes sense that there's trappers like that would wear the garb of the things that they've killed. So, yeah, having things around like that makes sense. I wasn't exactly expecting that to be the thing that happens, but I wasn't expecting him to meet his parents of that immediately.
Yeah, no, I was not expecting him to meet his parents because, again, like you said, it just would have been too easy.
Yeah.
But I do really love the reveal that King is a Titan. Because that makes it makes his powers feel more vital to what we need to do to stop Bellows, and it just makes him so much more interesting. It makes the world more interesting too.
And that's something he's going to have to deal with if other people find out what he is. Even though we don't have that much of the show left.
Yeah.
Disney.
We are getting to the point of the series now where we're kind of we're kind of on the
we gotta get going.
Yeah.
Even Luz kind of points that out at the start when she off-screen info dumps everything that happened in Belos's mind. She's like, "Nope, we don't have time for this. We gotta go."
Yeah, and
She
also
pulls a Senketsu when he recaps the entire show in a minute and a half.
yeah, it also doesn't want to like take time to repeat like what we already know as like the audience.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And now it ends on the note that the house is surrounded, except, correct me if I'm wrong, they're not there.
Yeah, they're not there.
Yes.
We won't find out what happens to Ida and Lilith until later.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But this is a really good cliffhanger to end this episode because
Mhm.
things are about to get real.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
All right, I'm looking forward to it.
There are some other references aside from the spear of Longinus.
Can't say it correctly. They can't.
Yeah.
It's affected me too.
It's Longinus, damn it. But they waited until the end of the show to say it wrong again.
For any Amphibia fans out there, there's a couple weapons in the armory. There's both a Hades reference and a Titanfall reference in Bill's room. There's a book that says Titan fell.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Which is kind of a pretty obvious reference, but
what's the sword from Hades?
the Stygius.
Okay, got it. Okay. Gotcha.
It's always fun to point out all the little Easter eggs that
Yes.
that like the background artists like to sneak in there.
Mm-hmm.
And see which ones they can get away with without saying what it actually is without needing copyright.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, I don't know if you noticed exactly what god the Titan trappers are worshiping.
The little collector idiot
Yeah, the collector.
Collector.
who is also hooked in with Belos.
Yeah.
I am looking forward to how you react to them once they become more involved with the plot, because they're actually a pretty fun character.
Yeah.
Very very chaotic too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love the collector.
And I guess one more thing before we move on to another episode with some pretty cool moments is the Day of Unity is coming,
Mhm.
but it's episodes like these that give us a little bit of room to breathe. Plot is still happening, but we have some time to prepare, to gather the forces, all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm. It's nice to not rush into it.
Exactly. The next episode is a Gus centric one, which I'm not going to spoil the details, but based on the Spotlight character, there's going to be some illusion magic happening. But until we get there, Misao, where can everyone find you online?
You can find me on Twitter or Blue Sky at Cuba11028.
And Brock?
You can find me everywhere at Organoid Zero, mainly on Twitch and YouTube, or my Instagram if you're a cosplayer.
And you guys can find me on various social media sites at Captain K42. You guys can check out my quick thoughts on letterboxd.com/CoachK42. And you can follow Renegade Pop Culture on Facebook and Blue Sky at Ren Pop Culture. You can also find us on YouTube, on Podchaser. Consider supporting our Patreon at patreon.com/Renegade Pop Culture. Listen to all of our podcasts on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen. And last but not least, everything can be found at renegadepopculture.com. Need an escape? So do we. And until next time,
Bye.
bye!